Shri Gurudena Taranam. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhatta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So once again, welcome you all, Prabhujis and Matajis. We are reading from the 16th chapter, how Parikshit received the age of Kali. And we are going to start from Shloka 17th onwards. I hope that is correct.
17th is over, Prabhuji. 18th we have to start.
18th onwards, Mataji. Okay. Okay. 18th to 20th. 3 shlokas, right? 18, 19, 20.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Okay. So can I request some Prabhujis and Matajis to please read 20th shloka is a little bigger. So that verse we will read between many devotees. But otherwise one purport, one Mataji can read, and one shloka and translation, one Mataji or Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shall I recite shloka?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Dharma pradayikena charan vichayamopalavyagam pruchate sma shruvadanam vivasamiva mataram. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams Prabhuji.
Well, Prabhuji, you can read the translation also, and then purport we can give to next devotee.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of religious principles, Dharma, was wandering about in the form of a bull, and he met this personality of earth in the form of a cow, who appeared to grieve like a mother who had lost her child. She had tears in her eyes, and the beauty of her body was lost. Thus, Dharma questioned the earth as follows. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yes, let me request Kusum Lata Mataji to please read the purport.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The bull is the emblem of the moral principle, and the cow is the representative of the earth. When the bull and cow are in a joyful mood, it is to be understood that the people of the world are also in a joyful mood. The reason is that the bull helps production of grains in the agricultural field, and the cow delivers milk. The miracle of aggregate food values. The human society therefore maintains these two important animals very carefully so that they can wander everywhere in cheerfulness. But at the present moment, in this age of Kali, both the bull and the cow are now being slaughtered and eaten up as foodstuff by a class of men who do not know the Brahmanical culture. The bull and the cow can be protected for the good of all human society simply by the spreading of Brahmanical culture as a topmost perfection of all cultural affairs. By advancement of such culture, the morale of society is properly maintained, and so peace and prosperity are also attained without extraneous effort. When Brahmanical culture deteriorates, the cow and bull are mistreated, and the resultant actions are prominent by the following symptoms. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we read in this verse that the bull is the emblem of moral principle, dharma, right? And cow represents the Mother Earth. Okay, right. So the prosperity of the society is directly proportional to how well the bull and the cow are maintained. Okay. So when we take the shelter of our scriptures, then we get a chance to learn that that earth is not not an object, not something like a matter which we otherwise see and read and discuss in the society outside the devotees. Okay. The scriptures gives us a chance to know that they are the person, and they have the feeling, uh, and they do so many things under the direction of the Lord so selflessly. Okay. So now the religious principle, we know, like the bull has had the four legs, and then 3 legs were cut by the Kali, and Parikshit Maharaj was able to see it. We will read in the verse coming forward also. We were able to, Parikshit Maharaj was able to sense it. Okay. It was not like Parikshit Maharaj was going for a morning walk and then he saw one bull coming on one leg. And then he is speaking to Mother Earth, who is crying. It was Parikshit Maharaj could see it through his transcendental vision. It is a very, very important point. If we have an understanding that one bull was coming in when cow was there, and that Parikshit knew that they are the representation of bull and earth. No, he used his transcendental vision. I'm emphasizing this point again. So, how could Parikshit Maharaj do it? He was a great devotee of the Lord. He could have the darshan of the Lord even when he was there in the womb, right? The Lord, who did not enter in the womb of Mother Devaki when he had to appear for himself, but when it came to protecting his devotee, Parikshit, he entered in the womb of Mother Uttara. And then, I guess, 7th chapter, right? Ashwatthama chapter, that tells Lord's size was like a thumb, and then he was protecting the rays of the Brahmastra, and then he was protecting Parikshit. Okay, coming back to this point now. So Parikshit Maharaj had that vision. In Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, shloka number 8. Dharma savanishthita pumsam viswakshena katha suya nautpadyet pratigatim shrameva hi kevalam. If the purpose of religion, right? The purpose of religion is to help us to develop the attraction for hearing and chanting the name of the Lord. If we do anything which does not know utpadyet, means utpad means producing. If and no utpadyet means does not produce. If any of our so-called religious activity does not help us to develop the attraction for hearing and chanting, then it is shram eva hi kevalam. It is just the useless wastage of time. So in this world, right from the time when we take birth till we leave our body, whole life we are doing everything. We do everything for what? For nothing. We are busy right from morning when we wake up every single day, and so much of struggle. And we spend not only days, whole life, and not only one life, life after life, for doing what? For nothing. Why we can say it for nothing so confidently? We can say it because all those activities which we have been doing are not producing the attraction for hearing the transcendental pastime and chanting of the name of the Lord. Okay, so that is all useless wastage of time. And why are we discussing 1.2.9 when we are discussing about 1.16.17, right? 18, sorry. So because Parikshit Maharaj was the great devotee of the Lord, and he could sense the religion is in danger. It is there on one leg. Out of 4 legs of austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and mercy, only 1 lakh of truthfulness is somehow there, but the remaining are not. Okay, so please make this thing very clearly that right, as I already told, it was not bull on 1 leg and jumping. No. Parikshit Maharaj could see it through his translated vision. So now we don't have that vision. Srila Prabhupada mentions in 3rd canto, 31st chapter, right? In between that Jantu prayer is very, very eye-opening prayer. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada mentions that the child, when it was there in the womb of the mother, it could remember up to 100 previous birth, and then the baby in the womb is praying to the Lord. And then as soon as the baby comes out from the womb, it forgets everything due to the effect of the Maya. And then people say, oh, I wish I could remember that. When we hear the prayer by the baby in the womb, we also will immediately think, oh, I wish I could remember that. I could become such a serious devotee. Now I don't remember what was the situation in the womb. So that's why I'm not so serious. So Prabhupada is answering all those thoughts very nicely in his purports. He's saying, okay, you have forgotten what pain, what experience you were going through when you were there in the womb. But now I am reminding you in the Srimad Bhagavatam purports, in my purports. Okay? So now I'm reminding you what you had experienced. Now you do. So where we are like spending all this time in discussing this part. Why? Because we need to develop at least to some degree that transcendental vision so that we can see the things around us. Okay, so one person becomes a friend of Yamraja, and then he says he gets an agreement with Yamraja that you will never come to take me suddenly. Okay, you will pre-inform me so that I can prepare myself, and then probably he would have heard Antakale Chamameva. So he was also extra intelligence. He would have thought, now I am friend with Yamraja. And then before I die, anyway, Yamraj will remind me. And then at my last moment, I will remember Krishna. And then, yes, I can enjoy in this life and I can go back to Godhead also. So best of both the worlds, right? We don't want to lose anything here. But at the same time, we want to go to Krishna also. Nothing should be missed. That is how we also want, right? So, and then he develops, he gets this agreement, and then finally he dies one day. And then he goes and complains to Yamraja, I thought you are my friend, and then you did not send me the signal. I mean, you did not come to tell me. You did not send me any intimation. And Yamraj told that, I sent you many letters. Okay, I sent you many letters, and they said, I never received it. Who was the postman? So he said, I sent the signal by your hairs getting gray, and then your other mucus and other diseases, right? It keep increasing, and your voice was getting choked while speaking towards the end, and then your eyesight has become so weak, and all those were my letters. Okay. So this transcendental vision helps us to read those letters of Yamraja, okay, which should remind us that now we are not in our teenage, we are not in 20s, okay. Those initial challenges and the curiosity which we had in our life previously, we have gone through that time. So now it is whatever extra endeavor, extra effort that we make, okay, it is, and on the material level, it is not going to be so different things. It will be just one form of the things which we are seeing only, like we see it every day, right? Things were simpler when we were in 20s and 30s. And as we grow, these are getting more and more complicated. There are so many things created in this world to make us to how we forget Krishna so easily. Okay, the focus of everybody is on that. Okay, everyone is working so hard. How easy it is to like forget and go away. Basically, avidya. Okay. So the one key word from this verse is that transcendental vision, and we need to look the things around us. Otherwise, what happens is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj was telling in his lecture that uh, he was giving a class in Russia, and then in the beginning, some devotees were uh, they were getting disturbed because some mosquitoes were coming, and Maharaj immediately told them that when Hiranyakashipu was doing his austerity for thousands of years, he was doing it, and then millions of ants were there on his body, and he did not pay even a smallest of attention towards those ants. And now we are sitting in Bhagavatam, and you are getting disturbed by the mosquitoes. So see, this is a very, very rare opportunity. Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada says, it's so simple that we can miss it. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to do anything new. We just need to be in the same place, everything same, but be more and more eager to hear. That is what no utpadyet rati gatim. That then only we can stop that. Okay. So now Prabhupada mentions in this purport that cow's milk is very important, and so many, right? Cow delivers milk, the miracle of aggregate food values. And cow gives milk actually when out of love. It is the blood of cow converted into milk. How? Because of the love for the calf. Then that has the real value. And Prabhupada mentions the cow milk when we have it is so important that the finer tissues of our body, they become more and more sharp, so that we can grasp the Vedic knowledge and absorb that and apply that in our life. So it is said, Krishi Go Raksha Vanijyam. So first we do Krishi, so that, right, we can get the grains and survive. Then comes the Go Raksha. And then if anything is left, then comes the Vanijyam. Now in this world, Vanijyam is coming first. We will do the Krishi of not the grain that I eat. We will do the Krishi of those grains which are commercially having more value. So Vanijyam is coming and superseding everything. Goraksha, because I can have better means to earn more money, so I don't need to spend more time in Goraksha. We just choose these things as one of the options. Earlier, it was Krishi, Goraksha. And for Krishi, what we need? We need cow, we need calf, right? And basically the bull, right? For bell in Hindi. So for the Krishi. So we take care of the bull and the cow both. And then anything is left that can be used for Vanijyam. So if the human society maintains these two animals very carefully, then everything will be nice. Sorry, there is a power cut, but it is fine. Prabhupada says that if a person is sleeping deep sleep in the night, and if you try to wake that person, then you just call loudly, Mr. So-and-so, wake up. The person may be sleeping deep, right? This darkness represents the ignorance. sleeping. Okay, but when we hear that so and so, Mister, you please wake up, and then we can wake up from our deep sleep. So deep sleep represents the ignorance, and then when we hear the transcendental message, then the knowledge comes, and then how much our long our sleep was. When the knowledge comes, now it has no place to stay further. There may be a place where the darkness has been there for thousands and millions and billions of years. But as soon as the first ray of sun comes on that place, irrespective of how old the darkness was, it will vanish in no time. Okay, so all we need is Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhe Kabunai Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karya Uday. So we are all Krishna conscious, but we have forgotten this because of the darkness and of the ignorance. And as we hearing means what? Letting the Krishna knowledge enter our heart, right? And what is 1.2.17? As soon as Shrunatam Swa Katha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastohya Padrani Vidunoti Suhursatam. As soon as we hear the transcendental message of Krishna, it enters our heart, and then it cleanses. Okay, so the bull and the cow can be protected for good of all the human society simply by spreading of Brahminical culture. How? Because if the Brahmanas are doing their task of preaching and telling the values of life, then people will do it. In current time, Srila Prabhupada says, any X country fighting with any Y country, it is happening because India is not doing its task of preaching them. India, everyone is supposed to be the guru. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj in Madurai, I think we discussed it last time also. Last month, Maharaj had come to Madurai, and then Maharaj was telling that I need millions of gurus. There is so urgent need of spreading Krishna consciousness in the society. See, again and again, we have to stick to the word transcendental vision. We cannot see. We see, I am able to chant. And maybe my family members are able to chant. But if the society does not chant, they will make us forget. As soon as we step out, right? If everything is so chaotic, we preach not because we have so much knowledge, not because we have no knowledge. It is Krishna, it is Srila Prabhupada who is preaching. We preach so that we can remain Krishna conscious. We preach because it has been given as an instruction by our spiritual authority. We don't preach to prove anything, that I know this sloka, I know this verse, and no, that is not the purpose. One verse, one line, one word can make the difference. Why? How? When we have that transcendental vision, or at least when we accept that I need to develop it. It is a very important point. Okay, what do we do if we don't have the transcendental vision? We accept that we don't have it, and then we hanker and we pray and we show our gratitude. Lord is happily ready. When we go for an interview, if we bring one smile on the face of the interviewer, means our selection is pakka. Okay, and please remember, the interviewer is there as an eliminator. Means there are many candidates who are coming, and he has to select limited number of candidates. Okay, there is always like more candidates are coming, and he has to select few. Right? But for Krishna, whoever approaches, Krishna is not eliminator. Krishna wants to select anybody. So we have been chosen by the Lord. Right? It is said, with the mercy of Krishna, we get spiritual master. And with the mercy of spiritual master, we get Krishna. So we are getting the association of Srila Prabhupada because of the mercy of Krishna. If we have any smallest iota of doubt in our heart that maybe I had done so much of good karmas, and now the effect of those good karmas is giving me the result that today I am able to discuss Bhagavatam with the association of devotee, hearing from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says, I preach my devotees publicly. Okay, in a public forum, I preach my devotees privately. I repeat, Srila Prabhupada preaches us privately in the public forum. What does it mean? Prabhupada is having a unique relation with each one of us. All of us, 18 devotees in this Zoom session, as I can see, all of us have one-to-one direct relationship with Srila Prabhupada. We are all hearing one single line from Srila Prabhupada. Okay, and please, we will go one step deeper. We all are hearing from Srila Prabhupada. Means what? I'm not speaking. We are repeating the words of Srila Prabhupada. So we all 18 are hearing from Prabhupada. Okay, so when we have that 0.0001% of that transcendental vision, then we can see the things clearly. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.1.2, right? Apashchatam atma tattvam graheshu grah medinam. What is the shloka? Shrotavyadini Rajendra Annanam Shantri Sahasrashaha Apashchatam Atma Tattvam Graheshu Graha Medinam. In this world, there are thousands and thousands of topics to hear. Okay? It is said for mundane people. Okay? Thousands of, when we don't have the love to hear about Krishna, we basically we see the things, but we don't see them. Apashchatam Atma Tattvam. And we remain entangled into the household affairs. Grahmeti means who's like a bull, okay? Not this dharma bull, like a bull which is tied up with a rope, and then where he can go as the length of the rope is. So we think we are free. We think we are free, and we don't. We are all here in this material world. Why? Because we are given one minute independence. And that minute independence is spoiling the whole show. What is the minute independence? Whom I want to surrender. Srila Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita the regulative principles of freedom. What is the meaning of that? If misuse the freedom that is given to us, we entangle ourselves even more. Surrenderness is not a weakness. Surrenderness is a sign of intelligence. How? How it is a sign of an intelligence? Suppose you are on a traffic signal and you want to enjoy. And enjoy means you don't follow any foundation and you don't stop at the traffic signal because you don't want to feel surrendered to the traffic authority, right? So you don't follow the rules and you just break the signal. You break the signal and immediately some traffic police guy stops you and puts us behind the bars. We wanted what? Freedom. If we would have just waited for 30 seconds extra on that signal, we could be roaming on the roads freely. Because we misused our free will, okay, of not stopping or not stopping on the signal and misused it. Now we are behind the bars. For 30 seconds, we are spending days in the jail. How is that related to our current life? The current life, we are hearing so much. Srila Prabhupada is there, Association of the Devotees is there. And then we want to feel independent. I will do how I like it. The same Srimad Bhagavad Gita explains, when you surrender, that is a sign of ultimate freedom. Naradji surrendered to Krishna when he was the servant of the son of the maid servant in the previous life, 5 years old boy. And then what does he get in the result? Now in the next life, when he is Narada, he can go to almost every place where Lord goes. So just using this 1 paisa of freedom that is given to us, we get 100 rupees of freedom. But our problem is, Srila Prabhupada says, even a beggar is proud of his penny. Okay, why? Because the beggar thinks I am the owner of this one penny. No matter I don't have hundreds of crores or other much money which people have. I have this penny and this is mine. So we have this one penny of freedom. We are proud of that. But by misusing, and then finally, last line before we go to the next verse, because we don't have that transcendental vision that this one paisa of freedom is given to us so that we make millions and billions of rupees of freedom from there. We just don't understand this small thing. And then we are entangled. If we don't follow, we go into lower species. And now people are right there. We are hearing from this verse, right? Slaughterhouses are there. So that is a real problem where when we are tied, our hands and legs and everything is tied, and then in the slaughterhouse getting killed. That is the problem. That is the dependence, right? That is like losing our full freedom. So by not using this opportunity, we are inviting that bigger problem. We can take any example, whether the traffic police guy or right 30 seconds versus 2 days. The essence of everything is let us all develop the transcendental vision, following in the footsteps of Parikshit Maharaj, how he saw Kali coming. Parikshit Maharaj saw Kali when Kali was coming. We are in Kali Yuga and we are not seeing Kali. There are only two possibilities. Either we are such a big Paramahamsa so that Kali does not affect us. If there is a stage, then it is good. But if that is not the stage, then it is a question of worry. And then Paschyatam Atma Tattvam, right? Graheshu Grahamedinam. We have so many subject matter to hear in this Kali Yuga because we don't see what has to be seen. Okay, we go to the next verse. I need some Prabhuji or Mataji to please read. And yeah, I can see. Yeah, Divya Mataji, can you please read the verse and the translation?
धर्मोवाच कच्चित् भद्रे अनामयमात्मनस्ते कच्चित् भद्रे अनामयामात्मनस्ते विचायासीम्लायते षण्मुखेन आलक्ष्ये भवति मन्तरादिं दूरे बन्धुं शोचसि कञ्चनाम्ब. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dharma, in the form of a bull, asked, Madam, are you not hale and hearty? Why are you covered with the shadow of grief? It appears by your face that you have become black. Are you suffering from some internal disease, or are you thinking of some relative who is away in a distant place? Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Prabhuji, thank you. Next, for the purport, can I request
May I, Prabhuji?
Bhargavi Mataji? Yeah, Dhanachari Mataji, you can read the next verse, Mataji, after this.
Okay.
I just saw the hand. Yeah, Bhargavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The people of the world in this age of Kali are always full of anxieties. Everyone is diseased with some kind of ailment. From the very faces of the people of this age, one can find out the index of the mind. Everyone feels the absence of his relative who is away from home. The particular symptom of the age of Kali is that no family is now blessed to live together. To earn a livelihood, the father lives at a place far away from the son, or the wife lives far away from the husband, and so on. There are sufferings from internal diseases, separation from those near and dear, and anxieties for maintaining the status quo. These are but some important factors which make the people of this age always unhappy. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, this is the practical problem that we see all around, okay? Because people, and this was mentioned right at the time by Vyasdeva 5,000 years back, and we are seeing it happening now. So people go far for the work, husband wife stays far, Well, if there is such a genuine problem and the things becomes almost impossible to uh, to survive, then it may still be justified. When the things are okay, and then also I'm not against Mataji's working, but when uh, we take the example of Kardama Muni and Mother Devuti. Mother Devuti attained the same results as Kardama Muni and even higher because she could get the association of Kapila more closely. Okay, Kardama Muni had left. Well, we should not compare. Both have different path and transcendentalist, and but directly hearing from Kapil Deva, from her own son, uh, Mother Devuti was even more fortunate, and for that there is no doubt. Okay, so and what austerity did she do? She did a very big austerity. What was that? She served her husband. Okay, so when Sannyasi Maharaj was telling that in Kali Yuga it is so easy. He went to Mother Ganges, and then he took the dip. And when he took the dip and then he came out, first line he said is, "It is so easy in Kali Yuga that just by serving the husband, the woman can get the liberation. The wife can get the liberation." And then second dip he takes. And then he says in Kali Yuga, uh, people are so fortunate because just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, people can get the results which were not even possible in the dreams in other yugas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made it possible. Okay. See, Purijana Prabhu says that Krishna gives us problem, gives us pain so that our this steel heart gets some crack. We have become so insensitive. By hearing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us so much of mercy in this Kali Yuga, our heart should melt someday. Okay. But because we have heard it so many times, we start taking it just like that. I mean, without it having any impact on us. Okay. So we have become, like Burjana Prabhu mentioned, the still heart, because it is not creating that love for the Lord. Lord did so much, but we don't care, right? We are busy in something, right? We are, as we discussed, we are doing everything for nothing. So we are so busy in doing everything, right? That that we just want to be focused into that. So we are into a very dangerous condition, and then we have to really take the shelter of the Lord. And His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj says that cry for the Lord, and if you cannot cry, then cry that we cannot cry. Okay. Second, first one is very difficult. Okay. Second one can be tried. Okay. Because I don't know how the devotees feel when they cry for the Lord, but I don't know when will we get that right. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that yuga itam nimishena ya nayanam galadasrudharya. We hear it. It's something we have to go deeper, right? We hear it and we read it and then we discuss, and then what is missing? We will take the reference of that verse again. No utpadiyet rati gatim, right? Or it is not padiyat gati artim. One of them, sorry. But the meaning is what? Meaning is if all those practices, even if it is a spiritual practice, if it is not creating the love for Godhead, then something is wrong. If we are doing devotional service, which is not creating the love for the Lord, is it also Shramavehi Kevalam? Are we still wasting the time? Then Gaur Krishna Swami Maharaj answers this. when we hear and the love of Godhead is not getting in our heart, then if we are chanting and the feeling for the Lord is not coming, if we are hearing and then also the love is not coming in the heart, then will it come if we stop hearing? Right? So we have to take from both the sides. By giving it, we go even more far. We should take it like, even after hearing, I'm not able to generate the love for the, right? Actually, the love of Godhead is always there, right? We discussed Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. Everyone has the love. Okay, it is just a layer of that ignorance, which is temporary. So we have to just fade away. Love need not to be generated. That was not the right way of explaining. Love is there. We have to just fade away the layer of the ignorance. So which fog in the world can be so dense that it never perishes? We have to just keep trying, and then one ray we discussed, right? It can dissipate all the darkness. How much ever long time it has been there. So even by hearing we are not getting the love, then without hearing it is impossible. But then what do? We keep more with more sincerity, with more focus. We should read here as if Prabhupada has told it for us, for me, particularly for me. Okay, then yes, there are chances. Lord is waiting there, right? He's not there as an animal eater. He's there. Like interview example I'm referring. He's not there to reject us. He's there to select us. He wants to. So we go to the next verse. And now let me first call Dhanashri Mataji to please read the verse and the translation. And then I'll call other devotees. I read some more devotees because the verse is longer. Yes, yeah, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Mataji.
20. पादैर्नूनं शोचसि मयिकपादम् आत्मानं वा वृषलैर्भोक्ष्यमाणम् आहोसुरादिनयुतयुज्ञभागान् प्रजा उत स्विन् भगवत्य अवर्षति. Shall I read the translation also, Prabhuji?
Yeah, Mataji, yes.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada Ji ki jai. I have lost my 3 legs and am now standing on one only. Are you lamenting for my state of existence, or are you in great anxiety because henceforward the unlawful meat eaters will exploit you? Or are you in a sorry plight because the demigods are now bereft of their share of sacrificial offerings because no sacrifices are being performed at present? Or are you grieving for living beings because of their sufferings due to famine and drought? Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Sindhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pronouns. Text 20.
Yes.
Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. With the progress of the age of Kali, 4 things particularly, namely the duration of life, mercy, the power of recollection, and moral or religious principles will gradually diminish. Since the dharma or the principles of religion would be lost in the proportion of 3 out of 4, the symbolic bull was standing on one leg only. When 3/4 of the population of the whole world become irreligious, the situation is converted into hell for the animals. In the age of Kali, godless civilizations will create so many so-called religious societies in which the personality of God will be directly or indirectly defied. And thus, faithless societies of men will make the world uninhabitable for the saner section of people. There are gradations of human beings in terms of proportionate faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The first-class faithful men are the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas, then the Kshatriyas, then the Vaishyas, then the Shudras, then the Mlechas, the Yavanas, and at last the Chandalas. The degradation of the human instinct begins from the Mlechas, and the Chandala state of life is the last word in the human degradation. All the above terms mentioned in the Vedic literatures are never meant for any particular community or birth. They are different qualifications of human beings in general. There is no question of birthright or community. One can acquire the respective qualifications by one's own efforts, and thus the son of a Vaishnava can become a Mlecha, or the son of a Chandala can become more than a Brahmana, all in terms of their association and intimate relation with the Supreme Lord.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Can I
Prabhuji.
just, Krishna, can I just request now, any other Mataji wants to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, may I?
Yeah, Mataji, please go ahead. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. The meat eater are generally called Malecha, but all meat eaters are not Malecha. Those who accept meat in terms of scriptural injunctions are not Malecha, but those who accept meat without restriction are called Malecha. Beef is forbidden in the scriptures, and the bulls and cows are offered special protection by followers of the Vedas. But in this age of Kali, people will exploit the body of the bull and the cow as they like, and thus they will invite suffering of various types. The people of this age will not perform any sacrifice. The Malechas population will care very little for performance of sacrifices. Although performance of sacrifice is essential for persons who are materially engaged in the sense enjoyment. In the Bhagavad Gita 3.14 to 16, performance of sacrifice is strongly recommended. The living beings are created by the creator Brahma, and just to maintain the created living beings progressively towards the path of back to Godhead. The system of performing sacrifice is also created by him. The system is that living beings live on the produce of grains and vegetables, and by eating such foodstuff they get vital power of body in the shape of blood and semen. And from blood and semen, one living being is able to create other living beings. But the production of grains, grass, etc. becomes possible by rain, and this rain is made to shower properly by performance of recommended sacrifices. Such sacrifices are directed by the rites of the Vedas, namely Sama, Yajur, Riga, and Atharva. In the Manusmriti, it is recommended that offering of sacrifices on the altar of the fire, the sun god is pleased. When the sun god is pleased, he properly collects water from the sea, and the sufficient clouds collect on the horizon, and rains fall. After sufficient rains fall, there is sufficient production of grain for man and all animals, and thus there is energy in the living being for progressive activity. The Malechas, however, make plans to install numbers of factories and live on animal food without carrying the performance of sacrifice and production of grains. But they must know that even for the animal, they must produce grass and vegetables. Otherwise, the animals cannot live, and to produce grass for the animals, they require sufficient rains. Therefore, they have to depend ultimately on the mercy of the demigods, like the sun god, Indra, and Chandra. And such demigods must be satisfied by performances of sacrifice. The material world is a sort
Hare
of
Krishna.
prison. Hare Krishna,
Mata-
Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Dantanam. Any other Prabhuji, Mataji want to read the last section of this purport?
I'll read my Prabhuji.
Yeah, please, Mataji. Yes.
The material world is a sort of prison house, as we have several times mentioned. The demigods are the servants of the Lord who see the proper upkeep of the prison house. These demigods want to see that the rebel living beings who want to survive faithlessly are gradually turned towards the supreme power of the Lord. Therefore, the system of offering sacrifice is recommended in the scriptures. The materialistic men want to work hard and enjoy fruitful results for sense enjoyment. Thus, they are committing many types of sins at every step of life. Those, however, who are consciously engaged in the devotional service of the Lord are transcendental to all varieties of sin and virtue. Their activities are free from the contamination of the three modes of material nature. For the devotee, there is no need for performance of prescribed sacrifices, because the very life of the devotee is a symbol of sacrifice. The person who are engaged in fruitive activities for sense enjoyment must perform the prescribed sacrifices because that is the only means to get free from the reaction of all sins committed by fruitive workers. Sacrifice is a means for counteracting such accumulated sins. The demigods are pleased when such sacrifices are performed, just as the prison officers are satisfied when the prisoners are turned into obedient subjects. Lord Chaitanya, however, has recommended only one yajna or sacrifice called the Sankirtan Yajna, the chanting of Hare Krishna, in which everyone can take part. Thus, both devotees and fruitive workers can derive equal benefit from the performance of Sankirtan Yajna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So we understand this part with the help of a small analogy. So if there is grass and we need to burn that grass, okay, we are ready to burn it, and then the rain of our desire comes, and then we find ourselves helpless to burn the grass. But now when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, the rain stops, it becomes fully dry, and then the grass can burn very easily. Okay, and then now comes Nityanand Prabhu, and then he puts kerosene oil on the grass so that it picks the fire even more fast, even if there is a not rain, because rain is stopped by I'm just trying to explain how fortunate we are. Now because of this kerosene oil, the fire is going to, even if there is wind, no problem. Okay. And then Srila Prabhupada comes and he holds the fire in his hand. And then he just asks us, you just hold my hand. Okay. He is going to burn the grass also. All we need to do is hold the hand of Srila Prabhupada. Basically, hold his dhoti. Holding the hand of Srila Prabhupada means it may give us a feeling that Srila Prabhupada needs us. We need to hold his hand. Right? So the message is what Srila Prabhupada's these purports are his hands. And when we hold firmly, right, these purports close to our hearts, then no matter what happens, what is that first verse? Samsara dava nalalita loka, right? Tranaya karune gana gana tvam tasya kalyana guna navasya vande goro shri charanarvindam. So it is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada who is coming and giving his purpose. We need to develop that. Only one key takeaway from today, that transcendental vision. In other words, Sastra Chakshu, right? Transcendental vision means we use our specs to read or hear. I mean, basically read anything, right? To see anything. But when we see it through the transcendental vision, right? The transcendental specs are Srila Prabhupada's purpose. Then we can see the things clearly. So it is 9 p.m. We pause here. If any Prabhuji or Mataji has any question or comments, probably we can discuss. Otherwise, we will pause for the day. Thank you, Prabhujis and Matajis, for your association, and kindly forgive if I could not explain something. But let us all try to help each other for praying that we do develop this transcendental vision someday, and we can see the problems, and we can see the opportunity, and we can see the helping hand, and we can see that Shastra Chakshu and Srila Prabhupada in our every single purport that we read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes,
how
Mataji.
can develop this transcendental vision?
Okay. So, Srila Prabhupada was asked, what is the result of chanting? And Prabhupada said, the result of chanting is more chanting. Right? So, you got your answer, Mataji. When we hear the Srila Prabhupada's purports, when we hear Krishna Katha, bhakti can give birth to more bhakti, not anything else. Okay. And in that bhakti, our little endeavor of just when we plan that this day, this time, this thing, this spiritual discussion will happen, and I will go and attend that. That thought makes us purified. What when we go and hear that, and what when we go and hear that attentively, and what if we go and hear attentively and then do meditation on that I want to do it, I want to, right? What is the meaning of that? When we hear, it's like cow eating. But then when the cow does the, I don't know what is called in English, in Hindi we call jugali. She digests the food after taking everything in the stomach. Okay. And then basically we're trying to do meditation on what we heard. Okay, Smaranam. Smaranam also it can be, yeah, we can say. But the best is Nidhi Dhyasanam, means applying that thing in our life. What we hear. So now I'm just putting together. What if we not only make the plan, we go there, hear attentively, do the meditation, and then apply it. Then yes, transcendental vision is there.
Okay, thank you.
Transcendental, transcendental vision by transcendental knowledge, Prabhuji.
Sorry, Mataji, say it again.
No, I said transcendental vision by transcendental knowledge only.
Yeah. Yes. Very true. Yes. Knowledge is the sword through which we can cut the layer of ignorance, and then yes, then we develop. Once that layer of ignorance is cut, then we can see everything clearly how it is. True.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
Yes,
When
Prabhuji.
we are reading about Sukadev Goswami's birth, he was born at the age of 16. Then we are just search, like we get a question and we get a doubt and we search in the Google. So we see that when he was instructing Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, he was 16 years or 17 years, and Parikshit Maharaj was 60 years, 60. And he gave his kingdom to Janmejaya and all that we are seeing. But in 1.9.8, where Bhishma Deva is on the arrow bed, there it is mentioned Sukadev Goswami came to see along with all the rishis and munis there. So that time Parikshit Maharaj was not at all born. Now Parikshit Maharaj will be born only after Bhishma Deva's all these things, that Bhishma prayers and all that, then only he will be born. Then he is getting 60 years. After that, even Sukadev Goswami should add 60 years to his age, no, Prabhuji. But when we search in Google, we get that as when this first time the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken, Sukadev Goswami was 16 years and Parikshit Maharaja was 60 years. It is coming like that. But Sukadev Goswami has already gone to meet Bhishma Dev on the deathbed when he was lying on that arrow bed. So that time itself, he should be 16 or 17 years. That there is something, maybe the Google thing is wrong. I don't know. In when I searched in Bhagavatam book and all, Sukadev Goswami's age is not at all given anywhere else other than the time he was born. Nothing else wherever we see it is not given. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Maharaji. So I was hearing in the same lecture which I was mentioning about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj, Russia. That lecture, Maharaj was telling that the same way that Bhishma had the boon of when he will die, when he will leave his body, similarly, Sukadev Goswami had the boon when he will take birth. Means Vyasdeva is calling him, please come out. And he's saying, no, I will get impacted by Maya. I'll be inside. So he chose when he will come out. And he did not come out for 16 years. Yes, Maharaj also said. So up to here, it is fine. Now, yes, logically, your questions are correct because Mahabharata war continued for 18 days. And then Abhimanyu was killed in the Kurukshetra war. But then, after how many days after the war, when Bhishma left his body, I don't know, Mataji. But one thing in such cases is like these are like probably technical details and it's for statistical purpose, and then it is not very important to know like how age can be in any kalpa. I mean, this is how we should try to understand. Honestly, I don't know the exact answer about where did he spend 60 years and where was Sukadeva Goswami for 60 years. I don't know the answer. So I can only tell like what I heard from Maharaj and from the serials. This answer I don't know.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So can we begin with the sloka recitation, Prabhuji?
Yes, please, Mataji. So Mataji, I will have to move to one.
Yes, Prabhuji. If you have any, yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for explaining, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad pranam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
So those who are willing to recite, kindly raise your hands. Hare Krishna. Sindhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Pranams.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Slokas 1.5.11. Tadvad Vishargo Janataga Viplavu Yasmin Prati Slokam Abhadavat Api Namani Anantasya Yashon Kitaniya Shrimanti Gayanti Krihnanti Sadavaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Now, Kishori Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Dandavat.
Thank you, Mataji. Tattva Swadharma Sharanambujam Hare Bharjan Pakvotha Pate Tattva Yadi Yanakva Vabhadramam Buddha Mushya Kim Kovartha Apto Bhajatam Swadharmatah. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you, Mataji. Dhanashri Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Shloka 5.18. Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovito न लभ्यते यद्भ्रमतामुपर्यधः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदन्यतः सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररहसा. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Bhargavi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Idam hipumsas tapasah shrutasya va shvistasya suktasya cha buddhidattayoh avichyatortah kavibirnirupito yat uttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Divya Desai Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण इति मूर्त्यभिधानेन मन्त्रमूर्तिममूर्तिकं यजते यज्ञ पुरुषं स सम्यक् दर्शनः पुनः पुमान्. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. प्रणाम माताजी.
प्रणाम. हरे कृष्णा कृष्णमूर्ति प्रभुजी.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam Mataji. 1 second Mataji.
1.7.4 Prabhuji.
1 second.
Yes, Prabhuji.
One 1.7.14 Mataji. 4. Oh, thank you. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purnam mahyantarada parshayam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Kushamlata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 15. यया सम्मोहितो जीव आत्मानं त्रिगुणात्मकम् परोऽपि मनुते अनर्थः तत्कृतं चाभिपद्यते। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Giridhar Gopal Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Anarthopashamam Shakshat Bhakti Yogam Adokshaji Lokashya Janato Vidvams Chakresh Satvata Samhitam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Shanmuga Priya Mataji. Anybody else who didn't read? Rakesh Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Sharada Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shall I read Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yasyam vai shriyamana yam Krishne parma purushe bhaktir utpadyate pumsa shoka moha bhayapaha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sutta uvacha atma ramascha munayo nirgranta abhyudukrame kurvantya haitu kim bhaktim hittam bhuta guno hari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
हरे हरे
Hare
हरे
Rama
राम
Rama Rama Hare
हरे
Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody.
Thank you,
Let's
Mataji. Hare
माता
Krishna.
जी।
Hare Krishna
Thank
Mataji.
you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam, Mataji.